Hey guys, what's up? It's Detail. Hope you're all doing good today. Now today I wanted to talk about the Jonathan Galindo situation. And now just before anybody says anything, I don't know all of the information, so I will leave a really good video that basically explains everything all the way from the all the way from the Blue Whale challenge to the Jonathan Galindo thing. It's about 20 minutes. I'll leave it in the first link in the description so you guys can check that out right after this video. And yeah, props to this guy. He pretty much gave all the information that I needed to make this video. Now, I'm not going to dive into serious details. You get it? Detail? Okay, I'm going to stop. But anyway, I'm not going to dive into serious details because, like I said, I don't know all of the info. I just want to talk about the basics and basically inform you guys about some things that are real and things that aren't real. So, yeah, let's get started. So, if you see this picture on screen and you know about this, you probably think of the name Jonathan Galindo. And, the very first thing I want to let you guys know, this picture isn't of, and I quote, Jonathan Galindo. It's actually someone completely different, and the origins of this picture is way less sinister than you think. So the person behind these really weird-looking, goofy cosplays is Dusky Samcat. Now, he made this out of pretty much complete boredom. He didn't do it to creep anyone out, and there's actually a couple of videos online of him actually in the cosplay with a friend, and just messing around, and some people think that video is meant to trigger anxiety. It's not. He wasn't making the video to hurt anybody or make anyone experience anxiety. It was just for fun. He was bored, so it isn't sinister at all. Now, I don't suffer from anxiety, so I'm not exactly sure why the video triggers anxiety for people, but the way I look at it is just two dudes doing some weird stuff, having fun. Like, nothing really weird happens in the video. It's just slightly disturbing, but it was just kind of made that way. It wasn't made to be disturbing in and of itself. It's just, you know, a video of him doing whatever it is that he does. Nothing bad about it. But for some reason, the person who started all of this, apparently, his name is Jonathan Galindo. I'll get to why I keep saying apparently and putting quotations around it in a minute. So the guy in question who created this whole thing, not Dusky Samcat, Jonathan Galindo, the guy who used the pictures and videos to creep people out. Basically, this is kind of like an extension of the Blue Whale game where he will, or the conductor of the whole thing, if it's him or not, someone who's posing as him, whatever, because there's a lot of trolls online. Basically, they'll send you some challenges, you have to do them, and it'll basically end with you killing yourself. I remember when the Blue Whale challenge was like first a thing, and basically I was getting told by a lot of people not to partake in it, and I already knew, like, that's stupid, I'm not going to do that, whatever. And if anybody is messaging you on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, saying these things, because a lot of the times they'll tell you if you don't do these challenges, they're going to dox you, they're going to hack you, they'll come to your house, they'll kill you, whatever. Don't believe them. Just block them. They really can't do anything, honestly, unless you click on a sketchy website or something that they can actually use to pull your IP. There's nothing they can do. Literally just talking to them on Twitter and clicking on their name and DMing them isn't going to do anything whatsoever. Now, that's especially if you have a VPN. Even if you do have a VPN, I don't suggest clicking on these links because they're sketchy in and of themselves, but you have literally nothing to fear. Especially if, like I said, if you have a VPN, they can't really pull your IP, and if they do, I can't really imagine how they would, especially because of all the firewalls on those damn things. So you're good. You don't really have to worry about them doing anything to you, so don't really take it too seriously. Scratch that. Don't take it seriously at all. It's a serious thing that's happening to people, because unfortunately, some people actually believe this. But it's not a big thing that you need to worry about at all. If someone like this messages you on a whim, just block them. Now, I don't want you guys to get confused, because a second ago I said it's not a big deal, and then I said it's a big deal that's happening to people. And what I mean by that is it's not a big deal for people to worry about, but it's a big deal that people are actually falling for this and partaking in the challenge because they're afraid. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I want. I just wanted to clarify that because I didn't want anyone to, like, think that I was kind of contradicting myself there. So we can finally get into the name Jonathan Galindo. Now, I don't know where this name came from, and I seriously doubt it's the name of the actual person, because that would be extremely stupid. For those of you who don't know, you can just look someone's name up and then pretty much find out a lot of things about them that way. So this is pretty much guaranteed a fake name. There's no way this is a real name. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube that have been, you know, claimed to troll him or, send him to jail, get his IP and stuff like that. Because you have to keep in mind, there's a lot of people online who actually pretend to be him. And if you don't believe me, just go on Twitter or Instagram and look up the name Jonathan Galindo in the search bar. There will be a whole bunch of users with that name in, either just messing around or actually trying to get you to do things that are obviously not good for you or the people around you. So, yeah, just pay no attention to them. And we don't know specifically who Jonathan Galindo really is. There's not much known. It's just the name and then the stupid challenges behind it. So this whole Jonathan Galindo thing with the creepy goofy mask or the prosthetics, whatever, is very similar to Momo because neither of them were really meant for this, obviously. The Momo face was pretty much just a sculpture by like some Japanese creators, and they made that not for the reason to be put in these really, really weird challenges with all these obviously really disturbing things that they make you do. And same thing with the Goofy. That wasn't meant for this either. It's just something that was creepy that was pulled to kind of add fuel to this whole thing. And I just want to make this video for people who maybe don't know too much about it yet, because obviously adults and teenagers, people like my age, aren't really going to fall for this. I kind of laugh in these people's faces because it's retarded that anybody would actually listen to these. But people who are impressionable, like little kids in elementary school, middle school, or just people in general who don't really understand, should definitely know about these things so that way they don't fall into the trap and do something stupid. Because at the end of the day, it really isn't their fault all that much because they don't know any better. And not to say that all the victims were just kids. I'm sure there were teenagers and people a little bit older than that who fell victim to this too. I don't know how convincing they had to be or if it was just, straight up fear that made them do these things. But if anything like this happens to you, don't follow it. Try to block them. Maybe they'll make more accounts to message you. Block those too. If things start to get a little weird, then talk to people like your parents. Things along those lines because, you'll be fine. There really isn't much to worry about. These people really can't do shit when it comes to hacking and doxing when they have none of your information. So, yeah, these guys are, I'm not going to call them a joke because they've really affected some people. But in my eyes, they're kind of a joke. Anyway, that's it. I know there's like a lot more compared to the video that I just watched to talk about this whole thing, but I don't really feel a need to get into all that. I gave you all the basic information that I wanted to give you, and hopefully it's enough to kind of give you a little bit of an idea to what this whole thing is. I'm sure there's a lot more information that I can dive into, but right now I think this is enough. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.